Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kellz Hits here. It's Monday, April 10th, 2023. If you are new here, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you are returning, welcome back. We are here today for another official video. It is the 2023 NBA playoffs, and I couldn't be more excited for this one, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. The end of the regular season was crazy, especially yesterday with all those games. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're fighting each other with Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson. We got the NBA play-in starting. We got Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. Then we got the Toronto Raptors versus the Chicago Bulls. Out west, we got the Los Angeles Lakers, who completely turned their whole season around. We all know they were struggling to even, outside looking to even make the play-in. And then we got the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea everything was going to change the way it did at the trade deadline and at the middle of the season and to end the season. It's been crazy. Like, I've been watching as you guys are watching. I mean, it's been crazy, literally. But to start these things off, I do believe that this is going to be one of the best playoff runs, the series that we've had in a long time, competitive from the play-in all the way through the NBA Finals. And it is a complete toss-up on who's going to win the NBA championship this year. But today we're going to talk about the picks and predictions that I feel personally is going to happen this year. Now, first things first, I want to start out over East. We're going to talk about Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. I do believe that the Atlanta Hawks, with them having a 50-50 season, like 95% of the season, I personally feel like even with trade talks, with now talking about their franchise player and Trae Young, he's now have the green light to have talks. And no, I personally feel like the Atlanta Hawks are just not ready for the playoffs as they have been when it was 2 to 3 years ago when they had made that deep Eastern Conference Finals run. It's been a complete different story, complete different team, and I personally feel like they will not be ready for this Miami Heat game, unfortunately. The Miami Heat has not been great all year, but when it comes to comparison versus Atlanta Hawks team, they're just much more prepared. Now next up we have the Toronto Raptors versus Chicago Bulls. This game right here is going to be very, very interesting to me. This game is going to be in Toronto, so it is going to be a very hostile environment for Chicago. Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Beverley. Now, playing Patrick Beverley is pretty tough. You know, I know we all remember that famous moment of Patrick Beverley when he was in Minnesota, taking off the jersey, throwing the jersey in the crowd, crying in the crowd after winning the play-in game. You know, it was just a play-in game, but we cannot forget that. But Chicago Bulls has a play-in. Patrick Beverley is what I like to call it. Borderline all-star, if you let me tell it. No, but Chicago Bulls versus the Toronto Raptors is going to be a fun one. I see a very, very close-knit game in that one, but I do, at the end of the day, unfortunately, because I am from Chicago, so unfortunately, I do see the Toronto Raptors being able to beat the Chicago Bulls in that one. Now, as we all know, the winner of the 7th and 8th game, which is the Atlanta Hawks versus the Miami Heat, will move on to play the Boston Celtics at the 7th seed, which I do feel the Boston Celtics will take care of in round 1. And then we have the loser of the 7th seed will play, the winner of the 9th, 10th seed, who will then move on to play the Milwaukee Bucks, who is the best team in the NBA right now and who is definitely looking to win it all this year, as they are right now the pre-favorites to win it all this year. The East side, to me personally, is going to be very fun and exciting, but I'll be honest, I don't think it has nothing on the West side, as we are to talk about right now the Los Angeles Lakers in the play-in versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, as we all know, the Los Angeles Lakers made a huge difference in their season this year when they got rid of Russell Westbrook and the rest of the crew and brought in D'Angelo Russell, who was their previous and former number 2 pick back when he was drafted. And then, of course, they brought on the other players, Jared Vanderbilt, who has been a great defensive piece for them, and Malik Beasley, who's been knocking down shots from outside. So the Los Angeles Lakers went from the 11th spots outside looking in on the play-in to now being in the 7th spot in the play-in and having a chance to have at least 2 opportunities to make the playoffs and make a deep run. LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be looking to do everything in their power to destroy this Minnesota Timberwolves team so they can prepare themselves for the 7th seeds with whom they will be playing the Memphis Grizzlies. I do feel that the Los Angeles Lakers will be ready and will beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA play-in to play the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, when Oklahoma City versus the New Orleans Pelicans, the 9th and 10th spot, the winner of this game will be playing the loser of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. I personally feel like the New Orleans Pelicans is the better ball club here. Now, as we all know, the New Orleans Pelicans have been without their MVP, their all-star, their franchise player, and Zion Williamson. As we all know, there's just no table return on when he's going to be back. And in all honesty, I'm not looking for when he's going to be back anymore. And I honestly don't think the Pelicans should be looking for when he's going to be back anymore, because they are entering the most dangerous time in the season. And with a win or lose, go home situation with the NBA play-in, it's just unfortunate that Zion isn't going to be there to help them out, as he missed last year as well. And I do remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember when Zion said and was talking about how he missed the last year playoffs and couldn't wait to get to this year playoff run so that he could show the difference and what his impact would be like there for his team. Now, here we go again. He's not there. Now, I do think with CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and the rest of the crew will be enough to beat this Oklahoma City team and be able to move on to play on to the next game. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting one because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City is not a joke, but I don't think there are enough for Brandon Ingram and the New Orleans Pelicans. We have also on the west side, which is what I think is going to be the most exciting playoff series of the whole playoff run, which is going to be the Golden State Warriors versus the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings come here in at the 3 seed, and the Golden State Warriors come here at the 6 seed. Now, I personally think this is going 7 games. I don't care which way you look at it. Now, the Golden State Warriors are the defending champ this year, but they look nothing like themselves from last year compared to this year. As you guys can see, they are the 6th seed and the underdog in this series, to be honest. Now, the Sacramento Kings have made the playoff series for the first time in 16 years. So this playoff building is going to be rocking. For every fan in Sacramento is going to be there. I do think that in the end, with this going 7 games, that the Golden State Warriors will win in 7 games. And I do see a lot of fireworks, a lot of high scoring, a lot of highlight plays. Jordan Poole, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk. Oh man, Domantas Sabonis. It's going to be a great series, and it is my personal favorite series. The next series we have here is also, we have the Phoenix Suns versus the Los Angeles Clippers. We have the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, who is my favorite player, who I've been loving his entire career. I can go back to God knows when. But he is going against Russell Westbrook, his former best friend, former 10-year teammate in Oklahoma City, who he went to the NBA Finals with, who he went to war with when he left for Golden State and left him in Oklahoma City, as everybody says. This is going to be very exciting. Unfortunately, for the Los Angeles Clippers, they don't have Paul George. So I feel that the Phoenix Suns will get past the Los Angeles Clippers without a problem. And I can see them honestly doing it in 5 games, in all honesty. On the east side, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks. I personally feel like with the New York Knicks entering the final end of this season, they have been poor playing, and Julius Randle, their all-star player, has been injured at the end of the season as well. The Cleveland Cavaliers come into this season with their all-star player and Donovan Mitchell, who we all know has put up the most points this season with 71 points. And I think this Cleveland Cavaliers team is going to dominate this New York Knicks team, even with Jalen Brunson being additional team, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle and the crew. I don't think that they're ready for this playoff run. I can see the Cleveland Cavaliers dominating the New York Knicks in 5 games. And last but not least, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets. I personally feel like this is going to be a sweep. I don't think the Brooklyn Nets have a shot at this game, ladies and gentlemen. Joel Embiid, this year's MVP. Congratulations to him. Nick Claxton does not have a shot against Joel Embiid. He's way too little, way too fragile. And I personally see James Harden and the rest of the crew consistently feeding Joel Embiid inside, dominating the paint and dominating this game. I am absolutely excited for the NBA play-in, absolutely excited for this NBA playoff run. I can't wait till tomorrow to see what happens, and I'm going to be tuned in every single game. I appreciate you if you listen. I appreciate you, or if you are new, please smash that subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know what you think is going to happen in this NBA play-in and this NBA playoffs. If you are returning, I appreciate you as well. Thank you all for listening, and let's crush the books this